we're going to start talking about the laws of Shmona Esrei, how one must act during Tefila, more or less. It's brought down here in Siman Tzadik Aleph, the halakha that a person, even though how is he supposed to pray? So, Mi'ikar Adin, here's the halakha. If a person is covered, which means his privates are covered, meaning his bottom, right below his waist, and he's pretty much wearing his undergarment, the halakha is, Mi'ikar Adin, if he has nothing else to wear, he may recite Shema Yisrael this way. He could say Kriyat Shema this way. Don't get any ideas, please. No, the only time we say that it has to be covered is that we say that his heart cannot be revealed at the same time when his elva, his nakedness is revealed, which means private parts. So therefore, if he is wearing his undergarment, Mi'ikar Adin, the halakha will be that he may recite Shema Yisrael this way. It could be Mikabel Machut Shamayim this way, but it's talking about someone who has a honest. It means he cannot help it. No other choice but to do it this way. But here it comes. According to Shmona, I said the halakha is because he is omed b'fnei melech. He stands before Hashem, and when one stands before Hashem, the halakha is he must have come to a point of covering not only his to be covered his private part only, he will have to cover his heart as well, which means up until here he has to be completely covered in order to pray Shmona Esrei. Another halakha, which will be, I give you a leniency, will be in the case where a person is sick, he's in the hospital, and he has no choice. Let's say they did a surgery and they cannot cover him, and his heart is revealed, he's honest, he has no choice, but as long as his bottom is covered, b'diavad, he'll be Yotzei Tefillah, he will be okay if he prays this way. But better off, of course, is that he should be completely covered because he's found before Ribono Shel Olam. Another halakha, yes.
What if someone's at the beach? If someone's at the beach and he's wearing an undergarment and it's covered,
he may not pray Shmona Esrei this way.
It's better to not have Mechlal?
No, he has to go find himself a t-shirt in order to pray.
So he can't.
He doesn't have nothing else, so then don't be a complete loser. So you should pray this way at least. But please make sure you're not found at the beach at the time of Tefillah. It's not the proper thing.
So Mi'ikar Adin is just your error.
Mi'ikar Adin, the b'diavad will be that if he's honest only, b'diavad he'll be yotzeh. It's like a b'diavad over b'diavad. It's not the best thing to do. Okay, let us proceed further. Another halakha. Comes the interesting halakha is as far as which says even though a person is dressed properly and he's wearing his undergarment, he's wearing his pants, and he's wearing his suit, his jacket, everything is covered. The halakha is he has to wear a belt during Shmona Esrei. Meaning even though he has the underwear, right, he is tight, and it's all tight, there's a separation between the bottom and the top. The halakha will be that by Shmona Esrei, requirement will be is that he has to wear a belt as well. Have to wear a belt. Now the Hasidim come a step further. They have a special beget, a special garment. It's called a gartel. They take a gartel, they take it and they tie around their waist, right beneath their heart. Right over here they have, they make a tight thing that that it should be a separation. Not very loose where it's falling off. It has to be pretty much almost like a belt. You got to tighten it a little. I tell you an interesting story that happened one time with Rabbi Ezel Khalif. He was from the Hasidei Chabad, and he was approached by his fellow Hasidim, Hasidei Lubavitch. They came over to him and they said to him, Kvodo, you Rabbi, you are from Hasidei Lubavitch. How come the Rabbi doesn't wear a gartel when he prays? How come he doesn't wear a gartel? So Rabbi Ezel Khalif said to him, Kikara, and go look in the Echal, open the Echal, and look at the Sifrei Torah. The ones that have a gartel on the inside, they are kosher. The ones who have a gartel on the outside, they are pasul. He says, I do wear a gartel under my clothing, not over my clothing. So this, yeah, sure, but not outside. He says, because wearing it on the outside, shows that, pasul sefer Torah. So that was his way of doing this. A very interesting story. But back to where we were. If let's say a person, he forgot to wear his belt, he's not wearing a belt in order to pray Shmona Esrei, the halakha will be that b'diavad he's okay. Especially if he doesn't wear the belt every day. There are people who don't wear belts at all, especially people who are a little bit overweight, they wear suspenders instead of a belt. No point of wearing a belt, right, when the upper part is bigger because the pants fall off. Like one time I had a story with a guy, he says he was holding a lot of things, he loved to go to state, was holding so many things like this, and he's standing in line, but his upper part of his body was bigger and the bottom of his part was very, very slim. He was he wasn't so chubby. And suddenly out of nowhere, he's standing online, his pants fall off. Now he can't drop all the stuff out of his hands. He's like, he ran into the kollel that morning. I looked at him, I said to him, what's going on? Suspenders, something new. He says, Yosef, you won't believe it. I'm standing online, and my pants fall off. I saw him wearing a belt and suspenders on top. A whole story. But back to where we were. If a person does not usually wear a belt, b'diavad, it will be okay for him to pray that. But always better is that a person should wear his belt in order to be able to pray. Specifically for Shmona Esrei, for the Tefila. Another interesting thing they bring down over here is brought down is the Zohar says. The Zohar brings down, huh?
You must wear a belt?
You must wear a belt for Shmona in order to pray Shmona Esrei. It's supposed to be b'diavad. If you don't wear it every time, it's okay if you don't have a belt.
Oh.
Yes. No, leave it as is. Another halacha. He comes a very interesting concept over here brought down. He says he brings down from the Zohar on Parashat Vayitchanan. The Chafetz Chaim points out what the Zohar says. He says like man dekaim bitzloteh, a person who's standing in Shmona Esrei, he has to cover his head. Besides the kippah, he has to cover his head with the talit. Now, how far does it go to cover his head with the talit? It says he must cover his head, ve'enoi, and his eyes as well. Begin that you should not look at the Shekhinah, because the Shekhinah is found before him. When you pray Shemona Esrei, the Shekhinah is right in front of you. And here you are, right? If you don't cover your eyes, yeah, well, we pray with it says, what will be is that when he passes away, it says, first of all, it says, man, the pakach enoi b'shat tzloteh, a person who opens his eyes during Shemona Esrei, his eyes open, it says, magdim aleh malach hamavet. The Malach HaMavet precedes over him, comes ahead of time. So it is not such a good thing. And it says later on in Siman, Mishnah Tzadik Hey, he brings down over here, in Siman Tzadik Hey, in Siv Katan Hey, he says like this, he says, those who pick up their heads and their eyes towards towards heaven, when they pray Shmona Esrei, like as if they're looking at the roof, he says, HaMalachim Malegim Aleim, the Malachim, the angels laugh at them. Laughing away at them. It's not a good thing. He says, also you're not supposed to act weird during Shmona Esrei. A lot of people, they do all types of motions, not supposed to be done. Only if you're in private, you could, move around and do things, all types of things. Now, not the usual thing to do. A person is supposed to stand Shmona Esrei. The real way is
like a stove.
Put his hand on his heart, the left hand on his heart, put the other hand on, cover his this part of the bohen. Like this, cover. Put the other hand over here, cover, and like this. Not like this to the side. Stand like this, eyes down, and pray Shmona Esrei. This is the way to pray. That's the proper way to pray.
Rambam, right?
Like this. This is Kabbalistic. I don't know, yeah, but this is how a proper way. And also there's a concept of, there's a big machloket if you should move, if you should do any motions during Shmona Esrei or not. But the proper way, the Sfaradim especially, specifically, they're supposed to stand like this and not move at all. There is someone to rely on. Acham that brings down that to those who do move during Shmona Esrei, there is something to rely on. And I tell you a story that happened. It says that in Bukhara, there was a story one time.
3 fingers below the heart.
On the heart.
3 fingers.
Right here. Right here. The chest, the bosom. The bosom, right here. Now, I didn't say over here, Aaron, I didn't say over here. I said right over here.
Okay.
Now, here is the thing. It says, it's brought down, the story was brought down, it says one time, Rabbi Asher, you can appreciate the story. They say one time, it says the Emir of Bukhara, he had a big problem. He knew that there's a spy from the Russians that came amongst his people, and he cannot catch him. He can't catch the spy. What to do? How to catch a spy? So he called the rabbi. He says, Rabbi, you must tell me how to catch this traitor. I gotta catch him. So he says to him, I'll tell you what to do. He says, invite all your advisors, all your closest ones to you, sit them down, and order an orchestra to come and play over there, Shash Machon, play some old, authentic music. He says, while everybody pay attention, normally people, when they listen to good music, those who appreciate music, they close their eyes, and they start doing all types of motions like this, as if, they're enjoying the music. Yeah? They're flying up high, enjoying it. He says, meanwhile you, he says, Your Honor, keep your eyes wide open and look at all your servants. But the guy who's sitting closed eyes like this, enjoying it and is moving with emotions, you know he's your person. But the guy who sneaked in, a Russian, right, who doesn't appreciate music, you'll see he'll just sit still over there, eyes open, like looking around, like saying, come on, get over it already. You know, it's time to do most. You know, start talking about the secrets of the government. He says, this is the guy to catch. He says, this is what it is. A person, in the way to say, a person who understands Tefillah, who is engrossed in praying. He's going to enjoy it so much. He's going to be making all types of motions. He'll be all there. So this is the way, you know, there's two ways how to pray. There's a way to pray is to move around. The way to pray is to stand still. Now here's the thing. It's brought down in Halakha that a person who doesn't, he must cover his head, with his head and his eyes as well. He says if he looks inside the siddur and he does not look out of it with his eyes open, it's not a problem at all. But all those who pray with their eyes open and looking around, right, their eyes open, it's not a good thing. So therefore, it's something new that I learned also. It's better off that a person should not have his eyes open at all and keep his eyes closed from the beginning of Shmona Esrei till the end of Shmona Esrei. Adkan. Rabbi Hanania.